Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is a special one. We're going over a retro deck, actually. I've been playing some retro in some pickup games locally. A buddy of mine has lent me his deck, which is a derivative of... Basically, it's a rip from Tim Keefe's retro Kotal Kahn deck. The reason is that this character holds a very special place in my heart. I played Kotal Kahn for a good 2 years before 20, so from like 2017 to 2019, 2020-ish. Um, he was my favorite character in UFS, and now I get to play him in Retro. So we're gonna go over the deck. Like I said, it was a Tim Keefe special. I believe he took third or fourth at a Retro event. I just don't know what event. We basically found the list, and then my buddy built it. So we're gonna go over the character first. Kotal Kahn, he's a 630. He has Evil, Life, and Order. The deck is off the life symbol. He has 3 abilities, which is crazy. E, lose 2 vitality, so lose 2 health. Your attack with printed damage of 3 or less gets 2 damage. Your next attack will also get 2 damage. R, once per turn after a non-powerful attack is played, that attack gains throw. After it resolves, you add it to your momentum face up. So you some Machako 1 shenanigans. Also Desperation E, that means we're at less than half health. Lose 2 vitality. Our attack gets 2 damage. So we're really on the hey man, we're just gonna murder you to death, and we're gonna cut our health. We're gonna lose health to gain bonuses. We're gonna use our health as a resource, and then use it for resource to pump attacks. So we're gonna go over some of the bread and butter attacks first. We got 4 copies of Forbidden Moonset, 5 difficulty, 3 check, 3 high for 6, 2 high block. Fury, safe. Safe means it can't be reversaled for those who don't know what safe means. E, this attack loses safe and gains power for 5. And then E, add one of your opponent's foundations to their hand. If you have 6 or fewer foundations, you may add 1 card from your hand to a momentum. So, cool thing about Kotal Kahn is we can give this throw because it's a non-powerful attack, and then we can use this enhance here to give it power. We have it lose safe and gain powerful 5, and then we can also gain momentum off of it, right? And then it's a 3 high for 11 throw. Usually on turn 2, if that happens. Also, we get to debuild our opponent their best foundation on turn 2, which is fantastic. The next piece of the puzzle is 4 copies of Reverberate, for difficulty, 3 check, 2 mid block, 5 mid for 4, charge, Sella reversal, that doesn't matter in our deck because we're not Sella, and multiple 2. So multiple 2 is we could spend a momentum. It's to add it's spend the momentum to get the top 2 so multiple 2 would be top 2 cards of our deck into our card pool as basically copies of this attack. It's just its stats, no text box unless otherwise stated, like this. Enhance, destroy 1 foundation. This attack gets 3 damage. Multiple copies of this attack gain this ability. So we would destroy a foundation, and then the multiple copies will also get this enhance. So we also destroy more foundations for more damage. One cool thing about Kotal Kahn is a multiple copy of an attack is printed 0 damage because it's blank. So it also works so you can give your multiple copies 2 damage, and then your next multiple copy will gain the extra 2 damage. 4 copies of Saw Blade Strike, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 mid block, 4 high for 3, EX safe weapon. When this card is added to your momentum, add it face up. See the face up part. Lose 2 vitality. This attack gains 3 damage and ranged. E, when this card's in your momentum, you gain a vitality. So one of the good pieces of this, one of the cool strats of this deck is you can load up on Saw Blade Strikes when you get them, and you're just gaining 1 to 4 health every attack. So you can really play with the numbers. You need a lot of paper, pencil, whatever. But you're able to control your health going up and down. Especially when you get into those really, really close desperations, because his desperation's at 14. So the lower you go, the easier it is to gain health and go back and forth. 2 copies of Spinning Necro Driver. It's a throw. It has multiple, which is fantastic. Also, it's first enhance. It's a 4 difficulty, 3 check, 3 high for 3 throw. Multiple 1, 3 high block. Has a static. If this card leaves your card pool due to a rival effect, hey, we get it back to our hand. Very cool. And then have first enhance, destroy 1 rival asset. That's actually kind of pertinent, especially if your rivals are playing really good ones. Now we're moving on to tech attacks. We got 2 copies of Rose Mystique, 5 difficulty, 3 check, 1 low block, 6 high 6 ranged weapon. Um, it's played for more for the bottom ability than the top ability. The top ability is discard 1 momentum. Your rival discards 1 card for each character in your staging area. Sometimes if you just need a momentum dump, you can just use it to have them go down a card, right, to open them up. And then E, seal 1 of your opponent's foundations. That's usually the way the card's played. And what is a life deck in Retro without copies of Single Barrel? Single Barrel, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 mid block, 5 mid for 3, so we get damage pump with Kotal. Discard a card, add 1 card from your opponent's discard pile to their card pool. If you have at least discarded 1 card during this attack, draw a card. Hey, it's Rewind Throttle. So this card is very, very deadly in Retro. A lot of players do like to off-symbol cards, so it means that it doesn't match any symbols with their character. With this ability, we get to pick that up, put that in their card pool, and they won't be able to play cards unless they have a way to clear the card out of their card pool. They won't be able to play the card at all, play cards from their hand at all, which is crazy. That's how one way this deck can kill people very easily is when you lead up with a single barrel. Give it throw, you can snap it. Or last night at locals, I played the single barrel, shoved a card the opponent did not share a symbol with, and then I Forbidden Moonset, gave it throw, and dumped 15 damage on it, and then they died. It was cool. 2 copies of Nouveau Soleil, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 1 high block, 3 high for 5, charge, reversal weapon. Reversal means that after I block my opponent's attack, after it resolves, I can play this card as an attack during my opponent's turn. It has some really cool effects on it. This attack is played as a reversal, ready 2 foundations, then up and ready this combat phase. Very nice. And then E, if this attack is not completely blocked, commit your opponent's character. So also one cool thing about the reversals is that we can give our R, we can use our R to give it throw, and then it will clear their card pool. So there's really no downside to reversaling our opponent unless we check super bad. Next up is assets and actions. If we're playing a life deck, we got copies of Revoke in there. So yeah, why not? 2 copies of Omega Sword and Elk Shield. It's also, let me go back. Whoop. This also can be played as a first form to give all of our foundations we play -1 difficulty. So on turn 1, we can lead with a Revoke and possibly build out our entire hand, and then it builds down as a face down foundation. It also cancels enhances as an R. After your opponent plays an enhance ability, cancels effects, then we remove the card. Very good, very good. Okay, now we got Omega Sword and Elk Shield. It's a 1/6, 1 mid block, unique weapon, static. You may block with this card in your staging area as if it was in your hand. After you block an attack with this card, that attack deals 1 damage. E, twice per turn, flip 1 foundation. Both players commit 1 face-up foundation. So it's an extension of our hand for defense. I've very rarely ever used the flip on it. But yeah, it's super, super helpful unless your rival is playing Asset Hate. Now into the foundations. We got 4 copies of Shadow of a Cowboy. 0/6, no block. Static, after this foundation is destroyed, build the top card of your deck face down. Response, before a card would leave your staging area, due to an opponent's effect, destroy this card instead. So if we have a piece that we don't want gone, we can nuke this instead and then rebuild something, which is fantastic. 4 copies of Orphaned Alchemist. 1/6, 2 low block. E, flip, reveal the top card of your deck. We love knowing what our top card is. R, flip, after your opponent plays a non-character ability that causes 1 or more cards to leave your deck or discard pile, cancel it, you may draw a card. In a game against a Takeda deck, they tried to yin and yang me, and that says R, after you play a combo attack, your rival adds the top 2 cards of their deck to the card pool face down. I just basically told them no, and then drew a card for it. Very cool. 3 copies of Saved by a Child. 1/5, 2 low block. E, destroy if you have 6 or fewer foundations. Attack gets -4 speed. Destroy, this attack gets -2 speed, playable while committed. So we love speed hate. We love speed hate that can be played while being committed. Also, with Forbidden Moonset, we want to stay into that 6 to around that 6 range, so we can always get the momentum with Forbidden Moonset. But if we have to, like we could be at 7, pop this, and now we have 6 or fewer, so we get -4 speed. 3 copies of Demon Hide, 1/5, 2 high block. Our flip after an attack is played, it loses gauge. It cannot gain keywords. This means that it can't. It basically not like seals the effect, but it can't gain like if I was playing against a fellow Kotal Kahn player and they didn't R to start. Like if they played a different response, I could use this to say it loses whatever keyword it has, and it cannot. It loses gauge, which it doesn't matter if it doesn't have it, and then it just can't gain keywords, so it can't gain throw. 3 copies of Task by Hephaestus. 1/5, 2 mid block, static. After you block a throw attack with this card, it deals 1 damage and your opponent commits a foundation. E flip, if this attack's speed or damage is less than printed, gain 2 vitality. Cool card about this is I could give my opponent's attack throw and then block with this and it deals 1 and they have to commit something, commit a foundation on their side. I've done that multiple times and it irritates opponents because sometimes if they're playing like a combo deck, they can't combo. They got to play an extra attack. They got to figure out a way to get around it. Also, I can always just block with this, and I basically stun one them on their turn with it. 4 copies of Bakery Poster Girl. 2/5, 2 low block. E, destroy reduces attack speed to 0. Only playable if your opponent has 3 or more. Have played 3 or more enhances this combat phase. Playable while committed. This card's crazy because they're always going to play, like, some people just play 3 enhances on the first attack and then this card's live. Plus it's playable while committed, which makes it chef's kiss because we love having multifaceted cards that they're tenacious. They're great, especially on a speed hate. 3 copies of Ominous Prophecy, 2/5, 2 high block. Are removed if the combat phase begins. Name a keyword. Attack cards lose the named keyword for the rest of the turn. E flip, add 1 asset from its owner's staging area to their momentum. So it's asset hate, it's keyword hate. So that basically says if your opponent is like a keyword tribal deck, like a stun deck, a throw deck, whatever, combo deck, whatever. It just says no. Your attacks lose all of that before you even play a card. It's cool. It's a fantastic card. 3 copies of Conduit of United Essence, 2/5, 3 mid block. Order response, since our character has order, we can play it. After 1 or more of your cards are committed or flipped due to your opponent's effect, commit or flip 1 of your opponent's assets or foundations, playable while committed. We love tenacious stuff. E, remove cards cannot leave card pools due to your opponent's effects for the rest of this combat phase. That comes in handy when we're playing against like card pool clearing decks. It's if someone tries to revoke you after you've done that, the revoke stays in the card pool because the remove part is in the effect, so it sticks in their card pool. The big thing is conduits. The R is that if they commit us or flip something, they have to flip this, or their board's gonna go away. I had someone flip something with the action from my hero. It's escaping me that not pressing the advantage. That's not what it's called. But anywho, they played it, flipped something. I flipped 2 of their things, which was great. I won that. They flipped 1 thing. I flipped 2 of theirs. It was great. 2 copies of Last of His Kind. 2/5, 2 low block. Unique. Lose to vitality. This attack gets -4 damage. Minimum 1. Desperation E. Your attack gets +2 damage. So if we're in desperation, we get +4 damage with these. And then Deadlock E. Your attack gets 2 damage. Awesome. Deadlock, not that it really happens. This deck's really like a turn 3 deck, so we're hoping never to see that. 1 copy of Aswell's Little Doll, 2/5, 2 high block. Are removed, discard 1 card. After your opponent plays a non-character responsibility, cancel its effects. We love cancels. After our check a 5 or higher. After your opponent adds a foundation to their staging area during the combat phase, commit that card. And to finish out the main deck, we got 3 copies of Excited for Blood. What does our character do? We deal damage. What do we want to do? We want to draw cards. So this is like our main card draw engine. 3/5, 2 high block. Response flip. After your rival loses health, gain 4 health, which is cool because we like to adjust. We like to play with our health back and forth. Response once per turn, lose 2 health. After your rival loses health this turn, we draw a card. So we hit him with on a throw attack. We draw a card. Hey, we need health. We flip it. It's fantastic. So yeah, there is a sideboard, but it's not finished yet. We're still waiting. We're still trying to figure out how to finish out the deck. Otherwise, that's it for you guys. Maybe I'll do more retro content. We do have like a few retro decks flipping around the local scene. Not that we don't do retro events because a lot of the guys don't have retro decks, but maybe we'll do that one time. We just pass out decks. But yeah, again, this is Kotal Kahn. This is the greatest character ever printed, and this has been the first retro video. So I hope you guys liked it. Share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the deck. And until the next video, take care.